David Bautista wants to do a movie with Jason Momoa, and his idea sounds awesome. Shane,
What a
you
title.
you gave me this link, and I thought you were like joking. Like, how is
Right.
this a story for us? Tell me what's going on.
Well, I'll tell you why it's a story, because it seems like more and more these days, this is kind of how things get started. So yesterday, August 19th, uh, David Bautista tweeted out. So you got to remember, David Bautista and Jason Momoa are in Dune together. So I guess they've kind of become tight friends.
Right.
And so he just threw this out on Twitter yesterday. He said, just going to throw this into the atmosphere and see what happens. Here we go. Me and Momoa in a Lethal Weapon type buddy cop movie directed by David Leitch. Okay, there it is. Now we wait. And then I really gave it some thought, and I said, that could be a pretty damn good
Hell
movie.
yes.
Right?
Hell
Right.
yes.
I
would watch the crap out of that.
Right. So very interesting, that he threw that out there. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, that actually could be, a really good movie, because both of them have a little bit of humor. I think Dave is maybe a little more humorous than Jason. So one could be like a little bit more serious, and one could be, I thought it wouldn't work at first because you need to have very different people. But I think if Jason played the more serious role and Dave played kind of the fool or the goofy cop,
right,
it might actually work.
Yeah, they would still need a third person though. Let me explain.
Well, yeah. Well, what you're saying is they needed Joe Pesci.
Yeah, thank you. For character dynamics, you have these two bruisers, even though one's of a straight guy and one's a little funnier or whatever. You gotta have that in between guy. You gotta have, just like in Bad Boys, you gotta have the girl they're protecting, or whatever. You gotta have, or Joe Pesci. You gotta have a character in there that embodies the opposite of that heroic thing. Maybe he's a little snarky. Maybe he's a sort of a sarcastic tech guy. I don't know.
Okay.
But for character dynamics to really work, you are weighted really, really strong on the heroic part of that. You got to add some. Anti-hero. I can't explain
Some
it.
Anti-hero. Okay.
Not anti-hero, but you gotta weight that character. Those characters. Look. CIA, The Rock,
Okay.
and Kevin Hart. Perfect balance.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Perfect balance.
Buddy cop movie. Okay.
Now you have Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista. They're all sitting on one side of that scale. It's way up. You got to add a really sort of snarky, sarcastic, maybe a tech nerd kind of guy in there. Maybe he's maybe a Kevin Hart character.
Maybe throw Kevin Hart in the middle of that. That'd be interesting.
Or the guy from Silicon Valley, some super nerd.
Oh, that would be good.
Who's he's clearly like smarter than them knowledge wise, He can rag them out a little bit. They can threaten to murder him or something,
Right. That would be funny.
Yeah, I don't know. In Bad Boys, it was the girl they were protecting.
Okay. Yeah, because if you think about Lethal Weapon, right? Mel Gibson was crazy, right? And Danny Glover was old and tired of this shit. So
right, but also one thing that made that movie is you'd be surprised how often they were on screen together. Their stories were told in that story, it was told very individually, and the times they came together were big, like, set pieces. Yeah. But a lot of their story was told individually because they are both strong characters. And when they came together is when it was like, oh yeah, they're working together. But a lot of those stories were told separately. When you saw Mel Gibson's like alcoholism and his sadness, and even when they were fighting criminals, one would go that way, the other would go that way. You're seeing two parts of the same story. They're not on screen. They were not on screen as often together as you'd think.
No, and Mel Gibson his character was suicidal in the first one. So
yeah, man, that guy played that character. So I forgot his name. He played in the TV show. He played the actor played the character so perfectly.
Yeah, so I think there's potential here. I would love to see Bautista and Momoa in a movie together. That's Dune. I don't know how much they're going to interact with each other. Be cool to see him in a movie where they were interacting more, and we got the funny side of Bautista. I think that's where he shines, is when he's funny, as opposed to when he's serious. His roles don't seem to be as good.
Yeah, and Jason Momoa shines when he takes his shirt off.
True that, brother.
True that. All right, that's it for the show.
Thanks for watching. To see the full conversation, become a member of the Popcast family. Use the link in the description below, or go to our channel and click the join button. Select your tier, and we'll see you at the next show.